Welcome back to the Becoming Table Talk, the space where we talk honestly about leadership, identity, and what it takes to show up with clarity, confidence, and connection, especially when every decision feels heavier than it should. So just want to say LaTrise could not be with us this episode, and we look forward to her coming back to the table really soon.
Yes.
Grace.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shawn, recreation therapist and empowerment coach. I help women rebuild trust in not only the world, but in themselves. So decisions stop feeling like emergencies.
Hey, y'all. I'm Crystal. I'm an occupational therapist and creative strategist. So I love helping women simplify leadership so they don't have to stay stuck in analyst mode.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Laryssa. I'm a therapist, leadership coach, and also co-founder of Sisters in Healing, along with these beautiful ladies. And this space exists because leadership is not supposed to feel like a constant internal debate, right? So let's get into today's conversation. Let's talk about it. Something that many leaders struggle with, but will rarely admit. You think through everything, you revisit the conversations in your head, you question whether, did I say too much? Did I not say enough? You re-explain your decisions long after they've been made. You replay what you might change. And eventually, guess what? You get tired. It's not from working, but it's from thinking. Who in here is like, I'm constantly thinking of all the things, right? So today's episode is about decision fatigue, not just from work, but from carrying this responsibility of the role and feeling as if you're having to do it alone. So we're talking about why decision-making feels harder for BIPOC women and how pressure hijacks clarity. And when thinking it through turns into self-distrust, and how to simplify leadership without becoming careless, right? Leadership doesn't just require intelligence. It is clarity that is needed also. Overthinking doesn't come from a lack of discipline, right? It comes from pressure. It's the pressure that is felt, whether it is present and you can name it, or if it's you don't see it, you don't recognize where it's coming from. So Shawn, like, what do you see being underneath that?
The undergird is overthinking is your nervous system asking, is it safe to choose? Yeah. When safety used to depend on being correct, being agreeable, being careful, decisions stop feeling neutral. They started feeling personal. And your body treats every choice like a threat.
And in leadership roles, that gets amplified. You're not just choosing for yourself, you're choosing for a whole team. And then for outcomes, for reputation. So your brain goes into overdrive. You're thinking to yourself, what's the best choice? What's the safest choice? What won't get me criticized? And now you're frozen. And decision fatigue is often mistaken for disorganization. So you think about many leaders, they're not disorganized, they're overloaded. It's too many variables, it's too much emotional labor, and it's not enough clarity.
Yeah. Just listening to you, it's got me thinking about like the historical factors in all of this, right? That fear of making the wrong choice. Also that need to make sure I'm making the right choice, because there were some real consequences that would come with not making the right choice. Right. And so I think is if we can be able to see it from that standpoint. I've been listening to the book My Grandmother's Hands, and it's talking about the like the like white bodies, black bodies, and our nervous systems and what it's holding, and how how we intersect and how we interact, or how our nervous systems are so overreactive, and that it's primal, that it comes from the reptilian part of the brain, and that it doesn't think, it just acts. So all of that is like playing a part in what we're talking about in this decision fatigue, right? Because there, like I was saying, that there's these real consequences that come, and that's being stored and held in our bodies, and that I have to make the right decision, because if I don't, somebody could get hurt.
Right.
Right. And when thinking becomes exhausting, then one of the things that can help, like, is it's understanding that part, this thing that's happening with our bodies, that we're, it's happening, and it's not intentional, so to speak, right? The other thing is that when it becomes too much, it's time to simplify it. Not yourself per se, but to simplify your environment. That's what we want to start to look at. So let's just draw a clear line. Discernment brings peace. Doubt drains your energy.
That right there just made me do a woosah, Laryssa. Discernment feels steady, right?
Yeah.
It's that balance. It's that, this is where I'm supposed to be more often than not. Doubt feels chaotic. You know how you feel when you're doubting yourself. Your thoughts are racing. You're all over the place. You're questioning everything you do. Something as simple as, did I make my coffee right? Discernment asks, what aligns with your values? That's what it asks you first. Then it asks, what makes sense here? Actually, pinpoint what's making sense. Then you double ask yourself, what if I mess up? And we all do that. What will they think? That they is very important. What if this ruins everything? Not just for me, but for everybody that's attached to it. Different energy requires a different outcome.
Ooh, Shawn, that was a good one. I'm like, it hit all the way in my gut, like, ooh, yikes. That was a good one. So if you can't say amen, say ouch. So good leaders don't wait for perfect certainty, right? They are gathering what? Enough information, enough intuition, enough clarity. Then they choose.
Yeah.
So analysis has a purpose. Perfection doesn't. And one sign you've crossed into doubt is you keep reopening decisions that you already made. You keep circling back. You keep circling back. Like, wait a minute, hold on. And then you look for reassurance everywhere and from everybody. Then you start to second guess clarity. Then you start outsourcing your confidence. That's not wisdom. That's exhaustion, y'all.
Say it again for the people in the back.
That's not wisdom. That's exhaustion.
Amen. And out.
I'm wondering here too. I'm like, you start outsourcing your confidence. And like, might you be confident, but yet you're trying to please others or ensure that others are. So then now it starts to toy with your confidence. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's it in a nutshell, Laryssa. That was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Discernment, discernment leads. Doubt, it creates these loops and where you're going in circles, right? And it's like clarity is one of the purest places you can be in your decision making. Because once I have clarity, there is no going back and forth.
Right.
It doesn't matter who comes to me and says whatever. No, I'm very clear on what either the task is, what the policies say, what the rules say, maybe what the boss above me said needs to take place. Right? I'm very clear on that. So you can say all that you want to, and this is the decision.
Yeah.
So how do you stop drowning in every decision? Well, let me answer that.
Please do.
No, I mean, well, like really, like how do you stop drowning in it? It's structure,
Yeah.
not just systems, but having a decision framework and
Yes.
having a framework that's going to help you to be able to go through step by step by step, look through the risk, look through like the outcomes that you would want to have, what could be an outcome that you probably didn't think of. What are the decisions that can be quick? What requires deep thought? What decisions shouldn't involve everyone? Because not all the time can you have everyone be involved. Like that makes it murky and muddy.
Yes, it does.
If
Yes.
every choice feels equal, everything feels overwhelming, then that's probably not the choice.
Yeah.
And you got to think about categorizing things. So that's helpful in leadership practice because some decisions, they are reversible, but others aren't. And some matter in 5 minutes and some might matter in 5 years down the line.
That's
So
right.
you got to treat them differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And, your nervous system needs space before you decide anyway. It needs space. So you got to breathe, You have to breathe with the confidence of, I'm going to make the right decision. This is going to end up the way I need it to be. It's going to be a blessing to everyone attached. Then you got to do that movement, just like in a Tai Chi kind of movement. It's smooth, it's balanced, it has precision to it. Then you got to know about that stillness when it's time to be still and just be quiet. Because when your body is dysregulated, the mind overreacts.
That's true.
And you're not being proactive, you're being reactive.
Yeah. And clarity doesn't come from force. Right? The clarity comes from when you take a moment, you step back, and you just allow for a pause to be present. Sometimes the quietness can make folks be a little disturbed, but in actuality, like it's needed, it's necessary to allow for what needs to come forward to come forward. So, if we could, I just want to kind of move us to talk about after you've made the choice. Like this is where many leaders will start to unravel.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that confidence is still spiraling. You know what I mean? You're still making decisions like, is this right? Is it going to impact everybody? Did I do the right thing? What are they thinking? When it should be, the ask should be, like I just said, did I do the right thing? Should I change it? Did I miss something? You have to know how to trust it as a practice, not just a feeling. You got to be able to say, hey, I know I've done it. Step back and just let it be. And just say, okay, that's it. Don't just keep touching and getting so emotionally and mentally attached to it, because then that's when the doubt comes and that's when the 20 questions start in your head.
And you don't grow confidence by being correct. You grow it by following through. So trust the process, right?
That's right.
You become trustworthy to yourself by staying consistent with your decisions. And leaders who move forward calmly, they don't avoid mistakes.
Right.
They correct them without collapsing, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't need to feel certain to be clear, right? You just need to feel grounded, like grounding yourself, like literally putting your feet to the ground, feel yourself, like name the things, see all the things, name the colors, notice it. What did I last eat or drink? Like noticing the taste. What do I smell? Like really centering yourself, being and coming to yourself and allowing for yourself to be in that space to then make a decision.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think I can't remember who said it, but I think the biggest thing is to remember that, you make the decision and then know that there's recourse, that you can go back and make changes. You can make adjustments based on what you now know. Because oftentimes we don't know until it happens. You know, the best laid plans, get thwarted in some kind of way. And so it's reminding yourself that, you know what, I can go back. I can go back and I can make the adjustment. So let's just bring this on home. Leadership doesn't require a constant debate. It just really requires some direction. And you are allowed to decide.
Yes.
And you are allowed to change course. That last week I said this. But guess what? There's new information that wasn't present last week that I have it now. And so therefore, this is what we're doing.
Amen. Yes. And you allow your nervous system, ladies, to have some peace because it deserves some peace.
Yeah. And
we're already on a constant, up and down, up and down, up and down. So when you get that moment of peace, oh God, please embrace it. Embrace it.
And your leadership deserves simplicity. And your life deserves forward movement.
Yes, indeed.
Forward movement, ladies. This is what this is about.
That's right.
And gentlemen, if you happen to be listening, that is forward movement. That's what we want. So, hey, y'all, this has been great. This was a great conversation. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you out there listening. We didn't say grab a pencil or pen or paper this time around, but just know that you can always rewind and be able to go back and send this over to someone who you feel needs to hear it. We thank you for joining us as always. The Becoming Table Talk. Make decisions that support your future, not your fear. So always, as we always say, we are saving a seat for you right here at the table, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.